All right, bruh. Y'all know what time it is. Let's rate that Young Thug album. I'm going to say, once again, it was way better than the Gunna album. I'm sorry. I know there's some Gunna dick eaters in the chat. I don't know what it is. I just feel like objectively it was better. Like Gunna's album was less, like it just was less catchy. It was just like kind of boring in my opinion. The beats were kind of boring. The flows were kind of predictable. The only beat that I remember from Gunna's album was that "Yeah Yup." It kept repeating throughout, and it seems like all the good beats were saved for this Young Thug album. Because I guess a lot of people weren't trying to like co-sign Gunna, especially when they're waiting to see what Young Thug was gonna say regarding the situation, which we talked about it during the reaction. Like, I know that this album was recorded prior to him going to jail, because otherwise how is he going to, like, there's no recording studios in jail, or at least I don't think so. Maybe he's in like some high class prison, but I'm pretty sure he's not. But what they do have the power of is picking songs with specific lyrics that they know people are going to interpret given the context that we have. And so with this specific Gunna lyric from Jonesboro, I don't know, man. It does to me sound like he's talking about Gunna. Now, there are other people who have snitched around him. Probably doesn't even relate necessarily to YSL, like this whole Rico case. But the fact that it's in the album, I think that they were trying to say that, like, that they were trying to say that this is how he feels. Bro told, and he was my homie. I can't miss him. Ain't nobody feel him. Doesn't necessarily say that Gunna did it, but like, of course, he's not going to say that when his Rico case is going on. Although, as we talked about before, he literally said, "I'm Uncle Murder" in one of the songs. Meanwhile, he's literally in a case, and it's like, oh my God, bro, that ain't gonna help. Although they probably already got access to his whole discography, released and unreleased, just so they can use it as proof, even though music doesn't necessarily represent your actual actions. But anyway, the rating I give this album, I give it a solid 8, maybe an 8.25, because it did start off pretty slow. I mean, we had the intro track with Drake. I didn't really count that until Young Thug hopped in on the second verse, because Drake was kind of like singing on the track. It was just a classic intro. And the middle of the album was absolute flames. Like, let's see, Uncle Murda, banger, went through it, banger. 21 Savage obviously killed the features. Oh, You Went, Drake killed the feature. It sounded like it was a Drake beat on there. Uzi was okay, did his thing. I think Young Thug technically beat him though. Mad Dog was a great song. Overall, good album. I think it was better than Gunna's. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. It was way better than Gunna's. But anyway, so 8, I give it an 8.25. I think the beats were way better. People are saying they were mid. I think they were way better than Gunna's, but he's mainstream. What do you expect? Like that filthy beat on Uzi's track, yo, that was the best beat I've heard this year, probably. Like it had, I can't describe the noise that were going on, but because we just listened to 15 tracks straight. But if I go back, I know that I creamed like as soon as them little background noises hopped on. Go back to Gunna? No, I'm not gonna do that to myself. No, sir. But yeah. So this album, whether or not you think that was a diss, that one lyric that we already looked at, whether or not you think that's a diss at Gunna, it was a response to Gunna. Business is business. I think that the title of the album was a response in that, like, Gunna's still under the YSL label. He's gonna like let him do his thing. They're dropping an album capitalizing on this narrative, on did Gunna snitch, or is Young Thug gonna co-sign him? Is Young Thug gonna diss him? This is just the music industry. Monetizing stories in your music is 101 right now. It's the basics. So I think business is business. Like, it's what Young Thug's sister said. Go stream that Gunna album. We need our bread. because Young Thug might not get out of jail. So stream both of the albums that he's getting royalties off of, so that his family can still eat if he can't release any more music. Although he probably got hella unreleased, just like Juice WRLD, because he's one of them like Uzi, Thug, Future, Juice, that just recorded hundreds of songs already probably. Now again, this album was recorded prior to him going to jail, so a lot of people were saying like AI and all that, like how did he record an album? It's because they got so many songs in the vault. Now, as I said, the beats were better than Gunna's. His flows were way less predictable than Gunna's. Like, it was classic Thug. Like, he actually, you know, with like the melodies and just there were some where I didn't really like it as much, like with the Racks, where he was just saying too many words. But that was one of my least favorite tracks of the album. But overall, solid flows on there. And then also, it just had way more hits. Like, it was just catchier than Gunna's. I don't mean to keep comparing, but that's literally why they dropped back to back, so that they can get people to compare and talk about, is Young Thug still cool with Gunna and whatever. So that's the whole point. So overall, like, I'm gonna be listening to this album way more. It's catchier. Got the choruses in there. It got all the features from the big hitters. Again, Gunna's didn't have any of those because they not co-signing him. The producers weren't giving Gunna's good beats because they just didn't want to be associated with that. So, yeah. Y'all, a lot of y'all are saying like 1 out of 10, blah, blah, blah. Gunna's is better. I don't understand how you think that. Young Thug literally created Gunna. Sorry. Gunna signed to YSL. He put on Lil Baby and Gunna. They are known as being Thug clones. Like, I know they have their own sounds at this point, but they got to this point because they used the inspiration of like how Young Thug raps from like the whole Thug and Future inspired everyone in Atlanta to kind of like rap like them. Now there's a whole street side that's a little bit different. I know Thug and Future are street too, but you know what I'm saying? Like they're making street music, but it's a little bit more like melodic. It's more mainstream. That's why they're bigger artists. Now, in addition to that, so we're about to listen to this new Thug album. And I was telling y'all, just because Young Thug or they dropped under, or Gunna's album dropped under YSL still, and maybe YSL promoted the Gunna album, I was saying that it might just be for business. And what do you know? The album is literally titled Thug's album, Business is Business. I think that's low-key it's not a sub, but it's a like, yeah, we're still in business because we're making money and he's a big artist and we're capitalizing off this situation so my family can eat while Thug is in jail fighting for his life, essentially, in a RICO case where everybody snitched on him. And so then there was a phone call that surfaced of Thug allegedly, I don't know if this is true, but a lot of media pages are posting it, and I think everything's just speculation at this point until Thug said something on the album. I'm still waiting for it. I know a lot of people are saying Thug can't say anything because it's a RICO case, but he can say like, man, my man switched up on me, something like that. Like, he's not gonna say anything like, yo, it was Gunna who did it, or he's gonna say, yeah, I did it, but Gunna snitched on. Like, he's not gonna say that, like nothing to incriminate himself. But this said, alleged Young Thug phone call from jail leaks. Young Thug allegedly said his album Business is Business was originally meant to release the same day as Gunna's A Gift and a Curse. That's crazy. As a response. And then also apparently he told Lil Baby to say something about Gunna switching up on him, because we already reacted to Lil Baby dissing him. So perhaps he's going to get his features to say something about Gunna and not him to, again, not incriminate himself. But let's see what he said.
Yo, A-Wham, if you thinking about responding to the little shit that Buddy put out, I don't want you to I want you to respond on my album. I'm planning this, I'm gonna drop this spontaneous album on the same day you drop this album. I'm gonna name that shit Business is Business.
Exclusive.
Yo,
bruh, that's Young Thug's voice. Holy shit. People saying it's fake. Damn. This is why AI sucks, bro. If this is fake and they're just deep faking Young Thug's voice, come on, man. It sounds real, but AI sounds so real nowadays. Yeah, you can fake shit, but at the same time, the facts are lining up, even if it is fake. Lil Baby dissed Gunna, and so if Baby ain't messing with Gunna, Baby and Young Thug are cool, obviously. Young Thug was cool with Gunna too, but at the same time, why would Thug drop so soon after Gunna if it's not to like steal his shine or respond to his album knowing that Gunna's gonna say, yo, I didn't snitch or anything, the lawyers tricked me, blah blah blah. Young Thug's gonna let his spotlight shine so that he can get sales, make money, you know, clear his name. But now Young Thug somehow is gonna say something where people are gonna realize that perhaps, no, Gunna knew what he was doing and he switched up on me and basically made my case a whole lot harder to beat. He wants to one up Gunna. Exactly. Now, what I was talking to Lewis and Tracky about was he needs to beat Gunna's sales just to show him who's really boss. Because I feel like Gunna is the top artist on YSL. And at one point, like, he did have bigger songs than Young Thug out at the present time. I know Young Thug has way more hits just in general, like throughout his career. So it'll be interesting to see if, I think Young Thug's album, since he's got Drake, here, look, let's just look at the track list. He's got Drake, he's got Travis, he's got Uzi, he's got Future, he's got 21 Savage. He's got all of like he's got street rappers on there like 21 Savage and Future, right? He's got Trav, Uzi, Drake. He's got like all the major cosigns from the industry. What did the Gunna album have? 0 features, no cosigns. Weezy wasn't even producing for him. And I feel like Weezy, who is heavily affiliated with YSL, and Lil Baby, who is also heavily affiliated with YSL, and then Lil Got It was even saying that Gunna snitch or whatever. Like, I don't know. I feel like all the people are on Young Thug's side right now. They're not on Gunna's at all. Academics just confirmed that the recording is real. Okay, so there we go. Y'all are trying to stray me away from the facts here. So yeah, I think Young Thug's sales are gonna beat it. I think Thug will hit like 110. 110. I said 80 for Gunna's, and then he was projected to sell 78. So, you know, I'm not gonna say I knew shit, but I knew shit. 150. Hey, with a Drake feature, Uzi feature, with all these features, honestly, he could hit that. But I feel like every single album he normally does have, he usually has all of these features anyway, but he does have a lot of organic hype because everybody who was tuning into the Gunna album, and a lot of people probably didn't listen to it or didn't care for it because of the allegations, that they're for sure going to listen to Thug. But then all the people who listen to Gunna's album are going to listen to Thug's album just so that they can hear the response of like what actually he's feeling, because people are more interested to see Young Thug's opinion on Gunna as to if he's a snitch.